Yeah.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right. So tell us about all the cars that you remembered having and any memories that you associate with those cars.
Well, number one car, the first car Teresa and I bought was that 1964 Bonneville. And it was metallic bronze. It was convertible with a white top and had bucket seats, white wall tires. I mean, that thing was just beautiful, you know. And I remember one time I was driving with Nicole standing between the seats in the front. And this police officer pulled me over and told me I was speeding. I was down by the Navy Yard. And I told him, well, I know I'm not speeding with my daughter standing up here in between the seats. But he gave me a ticket anyway. I think he just didn't want to see me with that Bonneville with that top down, enjoying my ride.
Okay, hold on. Before we go any farther, can you mute the TV? Because we can hear that.
Oh, you can hear that?
Yeah, the TV in the background. And then if you can lean your computer forward just a little bit, because all we get is your chin. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
But when I do that, it gets light, right? When I do that, it gets dark. When I bring it forward,
Oh,
it
that's
gets
perfect. That's perfect right there.
Yeah. But I had a good time with that Bonneville. Now, in fact, we were living on 25th Street over there in Southeast. And I used to have fun because Francis Smith used to live upstairs. This was before you were born. Francis Smith lived upstairs, and I had a 64 Bonneville, and he had a 64 Thunderbird. And we used to tease each other a lot, you know. And I remember one day I told him, I said, you know, you need to wash your car sometime. You bought that Thunderbird, you ought to keep it clean. He said, I don't have to wash it. All I have to do is take it out on the beltway and kick it up to about 70 miles an hour and let the wind blow the dirt off of it. I say, yeah, okay, you got me on that one. But we kept the car for a while, and then we traded, got the Volkswagen. I still love the Volkswagen. That was my car. It will go anywhere, any kind of weather. Didn't break down a lot. It worked. And then I think when we got finished school and everything, and we got rid of the Volkswagens, then I think that's when I bought the Nissan Stanza, because the Nissan Stanza was a hatchback, and we could put a lift in the back of it that would lift your mother's wheelchair up and put it swinging around into the trunk of the car.
I remember that.
Yeah, we rode that for a while.
And
Then we got
that was my first car in high school.
Yeah. Then we got that Nissan Maxima. And that Nissan Maxima was one of the top of the line cars, boy. That thing talked. It told you when the door was open and when you needed gasoline, the fuel level is low, the doors are ajar. It just talked to you, you know.
I remember that.
Plus
you let me drive that to prom.
Yeah. And that thing had a combination lock on the outside of the driver's side door. So you could to use that combination to get into the car. And that was, I can't even remember what year that thing was. We turned it over one time though. We went down to see Uncle Joe down in Virginia. And then Jackie's father, and it was snowing. We went down to see him because he was in the hospital. And then when we came back from Richmond, dropped everybody at the house down there in Westmoreland County. On the way home, we turned the thing turned over. It slid in the snow and ice and stuff, and slid and turned over. And your mother and I were in there upside down. And smart me, you know, I decided I'm going to help her. So I released her seatbelt, and she came right down on her head. I said, boy, how dumb can you be? I mean, she was all right. Wasn't no injury or anything. But they finally came and got us. And then we lost that car. They totaled it.
What?
Even though the Nissan Maxima.
Oh, the Maxima. I was gonna say because I had the Stanza.
Yeah, the Nissan Maxima. They totaled that. I lost one of my favorite. I think it was a cassette. I think it was an Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin greatest hits. And they had left that thing in that car, and they totaled the car, hauled it away, and I never got that. I think that thing was had to be a CD, right?
No,
They didn't even have CDs then. I forgot what that thing was.
I think it might have been a tape.
Yeah, it was probably a tape. But
CDs weren't big till I think I hit high school.
yeah, she sang some nice songs on that thing, and I haven't heard it since. But once we got into the Volvo thing, that was it. I mean, we rode Volvos forever. And I liked the Volvo, it was pretty good car. And then I think when we came out of the Volvo, that's when we got this Chrysler Town and Country. And now I don't want to give that up. I don't want to give that up because I think I got the best radio you can have in a car. That thing
put in a new car, right?
Yeah, that thing has a 28 gigabyte hard drive.
You can load all of the stuff from that hard drive and load it into a new car radio, right?
I don't know. I don't know if I can download stuff from that radio.
You can.
What will you use to download it?
Does it have a USB port?
It has a USB port, but it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have anything in the directions to say record from the hard drive to the USB.
No, you would have to plug in a USB port and then take that USB port and get a cord and put that onto a computer. And then the computer that you plug in will say, would you like to download files? It's not going to come up on your car. It's going to come up on whatever. We'll work on that. All
right, you can show me, but yeah, you have to show me that because that would be great.
I'll be here in December, so we can.
I've got over 2,000 songs on that hard drive, and it's a variety of songs, just all kinds of songs. But it's getting a little old in the tooth right now because it's a 2011. And it's 12 years old now. And it's beginning to cost, I keep having to put it in the shop and they keep nickel and diming me 500 here, 1,000 here, 700 there. Every time something breaks down, I got to put it in the shop. So I need to start thinking about getting something different, getting a new car. But it won't be a new car. I'm going to get a used car. I'm not buying a new car.
You need an electric car. You need an electric car.
Well, that will be a new car, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or else you're contributing to that global warming we're all experiencing.
Yeah, I'm glad. Well, it was so hot here today.
Yeah, it was triple digits in DC. They said it hadn't happened in 13 years, I think. Wow.
Yeah, it was hot out there today, but Nicole came over and brought the kids. They were out there swimming.
How hot is the pool?
I don't know. The pool water is just okay. It's not warm because, the heat dissipates overnight.
Right.
and then it has to reheat the next day. So depending on how cold it gets at night or how cool it gets at night, as to how much heat out of that water will come out. And usually when I go out in the morning to clean up out there, and when I put my hand down in that skimmer basket, the water is kind of cool. It's not hot. It's not even warm. But by the time 2 or 3 o'clock rolls around, or 1 o'clock, it's warmed up quite a bit. But there's 25,500 gallons of water in that pool. And it takes a lot of heat to heat up that much water. And you need several days of 90, 90, 90s to heat that water up so that it doesn't feel real cold when they get in it. But nobody cares for me. I mean, I'm the only one that worry about the temperature, because kids, they wouldn't care if it was freezing. they jump.
They were saying that in Florida, the water's 100 degrees.
In Florida?
In the ocean, 100 degrees.
Damn, that's pretty much, that's a whole lot of water to heat up.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if it's close to the beach, it's not quite as deep, so it may heat up where people are swimming and stuff. But oh man, that's a lot. But Nicole's doing, she had the kids here for 2 days now, Carter and some of his cousins. And they had a good time out there. Right? All I see out there is grass to cut, pool to vacuum and skim. In fact, the pool guy's supposed to come this evening and leave me some chemicals to go in there. And that's about it for now. And how you all doing out there?
We're doing good. Hold on. Let me I'm gonna stop recording.